And another day goes, another signing comes through the door at Tottenham Hotspur. The long-awaited arrival of Djed Spence, as we got the here we go from Fabrizio Romano this morning. He says Tottenham are set to complete Djed Spence deal, confirmed, and here we go. He's going to sign a 5-year deal. Medical tests are ready. Final details discussed now, and contracts being prepared. Fee will be around 12.5 million guaranteed, plus add-ons. Total package will be just under 20 million. In terms of the finances of the deal, seems like a really good deal, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's probably what was taking so long. I think Middlesbrough, I'm assuming, wanted a higher upfront fee than 12.5 million. You know, most of the talks before were around 15 million plus add-ons. But 12.5 million, I don't know what the clauses are, but I'm assuming it's like Champions League. It's if he starts a certain amount of games. It's if maybe if you get an England call up, all these kind of things probably go into it. So who knows what exactly is going to be triggered or not. But 12.5 million leading to 20 for someone who's 22 years of age and his potential, homegrown as well, for a spot we really need. I think it is a good deal. And overall, our spending, just, you know, apart from Richarlison, really hasn't been that extravagant. It's just been smart business, which is also good. Like we've always said that. It's not about spending loads and loads of money. It's just about doing the right deals, and hopefully these are the deals. These deals are right for what Conte wants, and I'm very excited to see what Spence can give us.
Yeah, I completely agree. And look, that's what it's all about. It's not about spending, you know, hundreds and hundreds of millions of pounds. It's about spending it in the right way, spending it on the right players, targeting the positions you exactly want, and get the best players in those positions that you think that will flourish. David Ornstein, as of half an hour ago, said that Djed Spence is undergoing a medical ahead of his Tottenham transfer. So I imagine that's probably close to completion now, or halfway through at least. Do you think we're going to get an announcement today?
There's a chance, because unless they delay it till Sunday, with the game being tomorrow, I don't think they want to distract away from that with an announcement. It's unlikely. We know Clement Longley went in for his medical in the morning when he signed on the Friday as well, and then by 7 p.m. he was announced. So I would say there is a good chance that it could be announced today, with him undergoing his medical right now. So I would keep your eyes out for that. But also, I remember, who was it? Perisic. I remember he had his medical, and then it took them like 2 days to announce it. So nothing's guaranteed at this football club. Or was it Yves Bissouma as well? Also, maybe it took a bit longer. But there's definitely a good chance it could be announced today.
But there is a common theme going on with these Tottenham transfers, where we wait all day for the announcement, and then as soon as we leave the office, as soon as we leave the studio, it gets announced.
Yeah, yeah, which is it always kicks us in the arse. But what can we do? Hopefully, we get announced. Well, look, it's probably going to be this evening, which we're not going to be in the studio anyway. But I'm excited. I think this is a very exciting signing. I really think that, as much as people have reservations, I think we've got to start looking at the positives and what exactly he's going to bring to Tottenham, and how good he is at certain things. And he could be perfect for this right wing back role that we use under Conte.
Do you think people make too much out of the whole situation where he hasn't played too much Premier League minutes, or any Premier League minutes at all, where you look at the likes of players that we've brought in the past, like say Dele Alli, for instance? You know, we brought him in from League One for 5 million, and straight away he hit the ground running and really started performing. And I'm hoping it can be similar of that ilk. Yeah,
look, I mean, it's becoming a case that we need it to be the case, really, with how important his role is in the team. We kind of need to hit. And unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of pressure on him early on. That's unfortunate. It's Tottenham's fault for him being our main right wing back purchase for the season. There was a lot of expectation about who we were going to bring in a right wing back. And the fact of the matter is, we've chosen Djed Spence, and as much as he has a lot of potential, and I'm sure he's going to be a good player for us, there is a lot of pressure on a player who hasn't played Premier League football and is quite young as well, who hasn't played Premier League football on a regular basis. Now, he could well be a Dele Alli who comes in, hits the ground running, and looks completely at home straight away in the Premier League. And he wouldn't be the only player who's made the step up from the Championship straight away. But we know, more often than not, it sometimes can take a bit of time for them to get used to the level. As well, he hasn't been on the pre-season tour, so he might be a bit behind on his fitness work or his tactical work as well with the team. So those things are things we might have to be a bit patient on. But on the flip side, he does come in, clearly this boy is full of confidence. We saw that with that post he did after the playoff final. This boy, he comes off the back of a brilliant season where
Comes with a bit of shithouse mentality.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah, and look, he had his best performance of the season against Arsenal as well. That definitely would help him ingratiate him to the Tottenham fans. And we know that the way he likes to play with his dribbling style, hopefully that will stand in good stead when it comes to being confident taking people on in the Premier League. Hopefully that side of his game comes naturally to him. What might take him a bit of time is tactically where Conte wants him on the pitch at certain moments, all this kind of stuff, because Conte is very detail specific in every moment of what he likes. So those things might come with a bit of time. But when it comes to him receiving the ball and taking people on and driving forward, hopefully that's something we can see from him from the get-go and straight away. And because that shouldn't really leave you unless you're lacking in confidence. So that's something we can look forward to seeing straight away. Maybe defensively and stuff like that, it might take him a bit of time to adjust. But you never know. Look, he's shown already he can hack it against Premier League opposition. So there's no reason to think that he will come in and struggle. But whether he'll be whether he'll come in and really be a top right wing back like in the Premier League, that's too much of an ask, I would say, right now. But you never know, he might be.
There's a quote here from Arsenal's attacker Gabriel Martinelli. They asked him on the best individual opponent he's faced, and he's been playing in the Premier League for a couple of years now, so he's faced some good wing backs in his time, full backs in his time, and he says, Djed Spence, who I played against in the FA Cup, he is strong, good on the ball, calm and quick. I was surprised. He is a really good player. I mean, Gabriel Martinelli naming Djed Spence as the strongest opponent he's ever come against.
I mean, that's high praise. Martinelli, he had a big injury, so he's not like he's played loads of football, but clearly shows how tough Djed Spence can be to play against. We know about Djed Spence and his physicality. He's strong. He's very quick. I watched the game against Arsenal, and he dominated Martinelli that game. Martinelli barely had a kick, and he was also giving him a torrid time going the other way as well. So I'm not surprised Martinelli picked him, because that's probably his toughest game. But look, it's not like Martinelli's the benchmark. But look, fair enough. It's a high praise from an Arsenal player.
It really is. Now it kind of begs the question of which one goes out the door now, because I assume that one of Matt Doherty or Emerson will go out the door. It seems as though Matt Doherty is probably higher up in the hierarchy at Spurs, especially in the changing room. Emerson Royale has really started to get to grips with things a little bit towards the end of his time, and he had a good showing in the friendly as well out in South Korea. He seems to be ingraining himself within the Spurs family in terms of the team and also the fan base. Which one do you think goes?
It's a difficult decision. Matt Doherty was interviewed yesterday, and he was asked about his potential future, and he said, why would I want to be anywhere else? It's an exciting time to be a Tottenham player, moving in the right direction. He wants to be part of something big, and he knows as well he'll probably have self-belief in himself. First of all, the way he played a few months ago before his injury, and also the fact that when he was at Wolves, he was one of the most effective attacking wing-backs in the league during that time. So he's definitely going to back himself to be part of this team. And Emerson as well, came from Barcelona. He's got a lot of friends here now. He seems settled in London, and he also had a very strong end to the season. So both have very good cases as to why they should be staying. As well, Emerson is probably better defensively, but Doherty's probably better offensively. So it's a really difficult one as to who should be out the door. The only thing is, Emerson, you're more likely to get a decent fee for him, over 20 million. Doherty, I don't think you're getting anywhere near that at this current stage. So maybe that and also if you keep Doherty around, Conte probably sees it as a bit nicer balance. You've got an experienced one and a younger one, whereas Emerson, you've got two younger players there, still learning the role. So,
who would your personal preference be?
Logic states Emerson should go. Who am I? It's very difficult. I mean, if you're talking about for the short term, I think I would keep Doherty because I think he's proven. Even if it was a short spell, he can get to those Wolves levels he was showing, and maybe against lesser opposition he can be very effective. Only question mark for me with Doherty is just him against the top teams. We always played Emerson against the top teams because he was less likely to get caught out. So whether it's a case of we have to play Spence against the top teams, but it's a lot of pressure on a young player. Emerson, we know, can play in those big games, and he's always put in a good performance. So we always have that in our locker if we keep him. But we know when he played against the lesser teams, he struggled very big time when he had to have a lot of possession. But then again, he seems to be improving it. So it's difficult. It's such a difficult choice. I think it has to be Emerson just because we can get the fee for him, and then maybe we can get an attacking midfielder. A part of me would like to keep all three of them and just have them all battle it out, but I don't think we will. I think one of them has to go.
Me personally, if I was going to let one go, it would be Matt Doherty, in my opinion. I think Emerson has shown, like you say, in the big games that he can really perform. I think defensively, I think he's the best one out of the three. And I think that we need that when we come up against the Man Cities, the Chelseas, the Liverpools, these kind of teams. And he's performed really well in those games. And I think Djed Spence is more than capable in taking on the kind of low block teams and the rest of the teams in the Premier League. So I think it's more of a balance in terms of right back, having Emerson and Djed Spence there than having Djed Spence and Matt Doherty there.
Do you think there's any chance we keep all three?
I think there is a slight chance, but
because Doherty could also cover the left potentially as well on occasion.
He could. There is a chance. There is a chance.
A part of me would like to see all three stay and just battle it out and see what that. And there could be enough games for all of them potentially.
Yeah, we'll have to see how it pans out. But yeah, look, I think I would like to see all three stay because I think all three of them are good characters for the squad. As much as we've kind of laid into the both of them at the past, they both have improved massively under Antonio Conte, so it'd be a shame to say goodbye to either of them, especially Emerson because he's so young and he's got a future ahead of him. So I'd like to keep, I would like to keep all three, but if I had to sell one, I probably would get Matt Doherty out instead of Emerson, in my opinion. I just think it creates a better balance in terms of the style of right backs that they are. So, look, that's the situation. Djed Spence, we have got the here we go. So he is a Tottenham Hotspur player.